All right, so we've talked about God's omnipotence and God's omnipresence. So now let's talk about the third omniscience. So God is omniscient, which pretty much means that he knows everything. I don't think I've read too many Bible verses during this whole series, so excuse me while I do. Great is our Lord, and of great power. His understanding is infinite. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For if our heart condemn us, God is greater than our heart, and knoweth all things. So God's ways are higher than our ways, and his thoughts are higher than our thoughts, which pretty much mean that sometimes God will do things that may not make sense to us, but that's simply because we aren't on the same level of logic and sensibility as he is, because he's far more intelligent, far more wise than we are. He's on a whole nother level. So the fact that we don't understand God doesn't mean that God is illogical. It just means that we just aren't on his logic level yet, or will ever be, if you think about it. And God being omniscient also means that, well, there's really nothing we can hide from God. Now, to some people, they might view that as very kind of stalkerish and creepy, kind of like Big Brother's always watching you type of thing. But if you really think about it, it's actually quite alleviating. Let me explain. If we're going to be real, then let's just admit it. We're all fake. I don't like people getting to know the real us because we fear rejection. We fear maybe being judged for what we've done or for our actions. We may even fear not being accepted or befriended, or people not really liking us for who we really are, or people really accepting us for who we really are. And so what we do instead is we put on this facade, put on this front on who we think people want us to be. Kind of like this whole Photoshop version of ourselves, so that people will like us, people will gravitate to us. But the beauty about God is because God knows us, we don't have to be fake. We don't have to put on a facade. We can just be real, honest, genuine, and just open with him. You know, it's hard trying to be who you think other people want you to be. It's hard trying to fit the societal norms. It's hard, it's a pressure and a weight on us to try to fit into who we think people want us to be, or how we want people to view us. And to be able to just say, you know what, I can just be myself, I can be real, and God accepts me and loves me for me, it's a relief. Like, it's a weight lifted off your shoulder that you don't have to worry about anymore, because God knows you. And not only that, but he loves you for you. And I don't know about you, but at least for me personally, being someone who can be very socially awkward and very self-conscious, I find the fact that I can just be real and open and honest, to be able to just be myself and not have to have that pressure of trying to not be awkward and trying to be normal and whatever. I just find it a beautiful thing, you know, and that's the freedom that God offers us, for us to just be real, be ourselves, be authentic, be genuine, and not have to worry about the social pressures of trying to be what other people want us to be. Or in fact, trying to lie and be something that we're not. Because God is omniscient, we can approach him boldly, openly, and very honestly. We don't have to fake in front. And on top of that, because he's omniscient, we can trust his guidance, because he knows what's best for us. He knows everything. We may not see the end from the beginning, but he does. And so sometimes what he may say or ask us to do may not make sense. But again, his vision is far more advanced than ours is. And because of that, we can just trust and follow his plan, follow his will, because He knows. He knows what's best. So God's omniscience is something that is freeing. It takes the pressure and weight off of us, and we have God who can help bear that weight with us. God is omniscient, and because of that, we can trust in him, and we can really just be ourselves. What does God's omniscience mean to you? Let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Be sure to like the video and share the video so that we can have more people involved in this conversation that we're having. And as always, think on these things.